I love storytelling. So I was like, almost clouded by how amazing the stories were. And I think that a lot of us have got like the narratives and what was so interesting about these communities. And when you're in the discords and you're just vibing with people and you're meeting cool people. And I made some of the best connections in my life just through these Web3 communities and through discords and Twitter. Some of the coolest people I've met on in NFT Twitter, I still don't know who they are officially, because I've always been doxxed, but most of them are not, and even some people that I've ended up meeting at like VCon, for example, a lot of the side parties, like the after parties, had people
Mhm.
come up to me and with the like subtle like shake my hand, it's like, okay, and he's like, I'm so and so. It's like, oh my god, dude! And I never would have guessed. You never would have guessed, and it's unnecessary to guess because their online identity is what I knew and know and found intriguing about them. And that's something that really made me think about where I've started to take my career in Web3 since then, because I didn't care about their immutable traits. I didn't care about how tall they were, how short they were, what their background was, their ethnicity, whether they're rich or poor. The only thing I cared about was how cool they were, and like how much of a vibe they were, and how friendly and giving or knowledgeable. Those were the things. It was their brain. Their brain was the only thing I knew about them. And so that's one thing that I think has been a real big like leveling of the field in Web3 is big brains are big brains.
It's it's beautiful. Honestly, we on my last episode, actually, we went on a riff for the first 20 minutes. We didn't even get to the founding story question because we talked about the power of Web3 starting as like a default, either anon or pseudo anon, right?
Mhm.
There is power in that. There's so many different use cases. Is that to say that you should always be either doxxed or not? I don't think so. But what it does do is when you get to know somebody without knowing what they look like you said, like knowing their immutable characteristics, right? And then you get to know them just by typing. So you don't even know tone necessarily,
Mhm.
but then you meet them in person. There's something in that gap from going, hey, I just know you by what you and I have talked about, not even the tone, not how loud you are, not what you look like, to now I know what you look like and all this stuff. And it doesn't freaking matter, right?
Didn't matter.
Like it's even if we don't want to have kind of those like assumptions when we meet somebody, we all do, right? We all
Yeah,
do based on
naturally.
our personal experiences. But
Mhm.
in Web3, that gets erased. And
That's right.
whether it's because of the pictures of various animals that we purchase and happen to be in a community together with, or the various activities or narratives around there, the bottom
Mhm.
line is that we're making friends solely for who people are, not what they look like.
That's right.